Doug Williams, and the Skins will run off one more play, and then the celebration will begin.
This ends what has been a class week for the Washington Redskins and Doug Williams in particular. Our congratulations to Joe Gibbs, the Redskins, and in particular Doug Williams. Sensational.
And the same too for the Denver Broncos. You don't lose at all. There's Danny Reese. Class player, class coach, class organization. You don't win your conference championship, and even though you get blown away in the Super Bowl, it's a pretty good organization. They need some work. They knew they needed it a year ago. They need some heavy work on the defensive unit, and they'll go out and get it done.
Unanswered points for the Washington Redskins, led by that guy Doug Williams. And
not a great shot.
Talk about your moment in the sun. Well deserved.
Super Bowl MVP, signed as a backup after the USFL folded. Almost traded to the Raiders. Almost.
And how much farther could we be from Tampa? How long ago that must seem to Doug Williams.
He's the Super Bowl MVP, and the Redskins the Super Bowl champs. 42-10. Stay with us for post-game activities coming up next. Washington with 5 second-quarter touchdowns, and that's a live shot. Wisconsin and M Street in our nation's capital, where right now it's about 10 minutes past 10 o'clock, and they are just getting underway.
And it's well-deserved, too. They are great football fans in Washington, and they have...
Very much, Al. And here it is just beginning to grow in enthusiasm and fervor, and why wouldn't it? Commissioner Pete Rozelle holding the object of the Washington Redskins' affection, the Vince Lombardi Trophy.
Well, here we have the leader of our new America's team, owner Jack Kent Cook. And Jack obviously was a scintillating performance by the Redskins. That second quarter, incidentally, most valuable player, Doug Williams, scored more points. He was the main driving force, of course, in the second quarter than we ever scored in one quarter in the 68-year postseason history of the National Football League. Hail the Redskins.
I tell you, Pete, it's a tribute not only to a black quarterback, but to a very great quarterback. And we mustn't forget the Ricky Sanderses and all the rest of the great performances, the Timmy Smiths and so on. All I can say is that I'm terribly proud to have won 2 out of 3 Super Bowls, and the entire credit goes to Joe Gibbs, to Bobby Beathard, the assistant coaching staff, and a magnificent band of football players. Hope to be in the Super Bowl next year.
Well, I know the commissioner doesn't really fall in love with that word dynasty, Jack, but you guys ain't doing bad 2 out of 3 in the 80s.
I hope that there is the beginning of a dynasty here, and I have every reason to believe that perhaps we may suspect one. Thank you, Keith.
Well, you have had your NBA champions, you've had your NFL champions. I mean, my gosh, how long can this go on?
Well, it depends on how long I'm going to live, I think. I've got another 25 years perhaps in me, and I hope that we have many more championships for Washington.
There's one
humble right now. From a Redskins standpoint, I feel very humble, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of this. I thank God I have a chance to work in an organization like this, have an owner like this, and all those things that support me, the coaching staff and our fans, and it really was a team effort for us, so I appreciate it very much.
Somebody had to put all the nuts and bolts and pieces together, and I just have to say nobody's done it better in the 80 than you have.
Well, I think it's a tribute to our organization. It's from top to bottom. It starts with the big boss, and Bobby Beathard gets the players, and John Cook, and everybody in our organization. Mr. Cook feels the same way as the fans and our coaching staff that Mr. Cook got from me. And I'm probably the most dependent guy out of all of them, and I just think, very thankful. Thank God, like I said, that I have a chance to be a part of this, and we're thrilled. Everybody in the Redskin organization. I'm the most thrilled for everybody that got to enjoy it, and Mr. Cook is too. All of our fans and everybody that came out.
A man of opportunity, and they are whooping it up in Georgetown. Last moment of his life.
Well, there's no doubt about it, Keith. You know, as a professional football player, to go to the Super Bowl, #1 is great. But in order to win, that's even better. And I've been in the league, been playing football now for 10 years, and I just got an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. And the most important thing to me was winning it.
May I say to you, sir, I think you have handled your personal week of history nobly.
Well, you know, the thing I had to say to myself, first of all, I didn't come here with the Washington Redskins as a black quarterback. I came here as the quarterback of the Washington Redskins and to play a football game to win it. Now, whatever happened after that, you know, I can't control anyway. So the most important thing to me was to go out and perform up to my abilities and try to win the football game.
I talked to Coach Eddie Robinson last night. He said he's a man who can stand tall in adversity. I'm not worried about him. Nothing happened in the first quarter, and then suddenly you were hurt, sat out of play, came back on a sore leg, and blew it open.
Well, the thing about our team, the Washington Redskins, a lot of people don't give us credit, but all year long we've been the type of team we'll get behind, never let down. And I think that's the good part of this football team, the fact that we still believe we're going to win the football.
Joe, today you
have to jump off float up today.
Doug Williams has been a power man inside because one has that great arm to deliver the ball. Today you go outside for 250 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Well, Doug really has the bigger part of this year, and particularly in the playoffs, been an inside guy. He likes inside routes, and today, though, it just seemed like he kept hooking up on the outside. And I think the Denver, you know, was playing the inside pumps and things like that, and I think it gave him a little more on the outside, and so Doug took it. He did a real good job. I felt like all day long it was a great game for him.
MVP Doug Williams had a whole lot of help in running back Timmy Smith, who broke Marcus Allen's Super Bowl record, and also Ricky Sander, who broke Lynn Swan's receiving record in the Super Bowl. First of all, Timmy, you know, great athletes always are never afraid to dream big, but in all your wildest dreams, did you dream that you're going to have a day like this? 204 yards and 22 carries.
Well, basically all season long I've been having these bad dreams about one day I'm gonna score one. So happened to be this is the day, and I didn't know I was that close to breaking Marcus Allen records to the second half.
This is more yardage than you gained throughout the regular season.
You're right. You know, I just like to thank God for giving me the second chance. You know, I was up and down in my junior and senior year in college, and then all of a sudden I'm bouncing back.
Dan Deerdorf was saying throughout the game that the Denver Broncos just could not stop, no matter how many times they saw it throughout the films, the counter gap, and that worked to great success today.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. We got some great offensive linemen in front of us, and, you know, once we get going, and I believe in my offensive line to get the job done, and they believe in me, and that's what happened today.
Ricky, much has been made about USFL refugees and their ability to play in the National Football League. I think you erased any doubts whatsoever.
Yeah, I think that's true. You know, we have quite a few guys on this team from the USFL, and we played well today. You know, we came out with a victory.
Your success, why was the Redskin passing attack so successful today?
Well, Tim was running the ball well, and the offensive lineman was giving Doug the protection that we needed. And anytime you get a running game going like that, you're automatically going to open up the passing game. And I have to give it all to the offensive line.
Well, Ricky and Timmy, cherish it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Let's go back to Keith Jackson.
Well, the celebration is on in Washington, D.C. It's on in Zachary, Louisiana. It's just beginning for the men who fought the war in San Diego. Back after this commercial and a word from our local stations.